Hey, what's going on, nerds? Welcome to my channel. It's been almost a month since the last time I uploaded a recording. Um, and because of the coronavirus, I not do anything during this period of time. Although I do need to finish like 2 assignments, and because my last semester, I do have a research project to finish. But I just CB to do anything but just watch the Netflix and YouTube. Now I think it's time for me to upload more videos about Otis, mainly because my license expires in 8 days, so I need to uh, do as many as possible. Just to make most of it. Um, all right, I don't remember which exercise we did last time, so I just click on. Oh, I think it was level 2. This time I'll do level 4, mainly because there's no level 3. Okay. So can I untick? Okay, no. All right, now this time we're gonna do Henry. Uh, it is level 4, which is obviously more difficult than level 2. Okay, just typing a name. All right. Just wait a bit of time for it to load. Okay. Henry is 74 years old. This is a typical case in an ENT clinic and a hearing aid dispensary. Okay. Let's see what's going on with Henry's hearing. Okay. Same interface, same procedure. First thing first, we click on the hat here, and we asked Henry about which ear is the better ear. Okay, so the better ear is the right ear. Let's check out the otoscopy. Oh my God. Okay. So the left ear is good. The ear canal wall is, healthy. And the eardrum, the TM, looks shiny. You can obviously see the cone of light, and it's pearl white, and it's it's translucent. It's good, but in terms of the right ear, not sure if it's earwax or scarring. I don't know, not sure. Um, but there's definitely some problems with the right ear. Okay, and case history: hearing impaired for many years. Okay, let's do the tuning forks first. It's really loud. We'll check out the result after the PTA test. Okay, let's start the test. Let's do the right ear first, because the patient says the right ear is the better ear. We start with 40. There's nothing. And we just go down. When I say go down, I mean graphically going down. So we're increasing the level to 60. So I always start with 40 because it's a safe point. It's in the middle. And then if there's no response, I immediately just go down 20 to 30 dB because it saves some time. 60 is not, this response at 60. And then we start with the Houston-Westlake technique. We go to 50, nothing. 55, 60. Okay, that is our first ascending. And then we go back to 50 again. Okay, so that is 60 twice. So second ascending. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Okay, we have 100 dB. So we go back to 90, then 95. Okay, that is our first ascending. Okay. Now that is our first ascending at 100 dB. We'll go back to 90. Okay. So I'll choose 100 dB because it doesn't really matter if it's 95 dB or 100 dB because there's definitely more than 20 dB gap between 1K and 2K, and we will definitely need to do interactive frequency, which is 1.5K. I prefer to do immediately, just in case that you forget later. Oh, what's going on here? That's our first ascending. Okay, that's our second ascending. Save it. Yeah, okay, let's go to 4K. I doubt there will be any response. Okay, now the computer only allows me to go as loud as 115 dB, but you can always extend it. So you extend the range, click on that, or you just click on E, and then the light will be on. Go down to 120. That's nothing. So you save and mark it as not heard. Okay, because it's not heard, and it is heard at 2K hertz at 100 dB level. So we do need to test 3K. Oh wow, what's going on? 95, 100, 115, 105, sorry. So it's our first ascending. Now it's our second ascending. I save it. Okay, let's test 8K. So there's no response at 90 dB. I will again extend the range. I'll go down to 110. Nothing. 120, nothing. So you save it as not heard. Well, it is up to you if you want to test 6K, but it doesn't really matter what's the threshold at 6K, because it's definitely going to be sensory neural, at least part of it. And knowing the threshold at 6K is not going to change your diagnosis. So just for the time's sake, I'm not going to test it. Well, I will, just to show you how to do the Houston-Westlake technique. There's no response. So extend the range, go down to 120 dB. There's nothing. So I will save as not heard. Okay. Now we always go back to retest 1K, because we want to make sure that the patient knows what he's supposed to do, because the 1K was the first trial we did. So we really need to retest it. 60. It's our first ascending. It's our second ascending. Okay, so we save it. So now we're fairly sure, or we're fairly confident that that is the real or accurate threshold. Just in case you don't know if I'm presenting, there's light here. So it blinks whenever I present the stimulus. Okay, let's go to 500 hertz. So we need to make sure that we're not being rhythmic, although I am being very, very rhythmic. That's mainly because it's not a real person. And I just want to save some time. Not that I do have anything to do after this. Anyway, that is our first ascending, 30 dB. Okay, let's go to 20. That is our second ascending at 30 dB. Okay, now because there's more than 20 dB gap between the two frequencies, we need to do the interrupted frequency, which is 750 hertz. That's our first ascending. That's our second ascending. Now I'll save it. Okay. Let's go to 250. It's our first ascending, which is 20 dB. And then should be second ascending. Okay, now we finished the right ear. Let's switch back to let's switch to the left ear. Because the client just reported that his right ear is the better ear, I'll probably start a bit below 60, which I'll start with 80. It's always a good idea to start with a louder stimulus so the client would know what is going on. '71s, 70 twice. Okay. Now let's go to 2K. It's first ascending. That's our first ascending at 100 dB. So we have had first ascending for 95 and 100 dB. Okay, so that's second ascending. Okay, now we have a more than 20 dB gap between the two frequencies. Now we're testing 1.5K. I personally prefer to do immediately, just in case I forget. I always forget. Okay, is that our second ascending already? I don't know. I'll do it again. Okay. It doesn't really matter if you've done it like 3 times or 4 times or 5 times. Just during exam, you don't want to do it repetitively because you want to save something. Because time is an issue during the exam. So just remember if it's your second ascending or first ascending. Now let's test 4K. I don't think there will be any response. I'll just extend the range to the bottom. So it's nothing. I'll save it as not heard. Again, for the same reason, we go back to 3K to test the interruptive frequency. We really need the frequency around this this area from 2K to 6K, because that's where the speech frequency of the speech anomaly is. Testing 3K would be helpful. Now again, I've forgotten if it's the first ascending or second, but anyway, the responses are fairly consistent, which is a good thing. Now I'll test 8K. Extend range to the bottom because I don't expect any response here. Yep. Let's go to bottom again. So it's nothing. Okay. Now we've finished not everything. We'll go back to 500. It's our first ascending. In real life, you might want to just give it a little break between each presentation, just to give the patient a bit time to, I don't know, take a break, because sometimes they do have a very slow response. Okay, that's our second ascending. Let's go to 250 hertz, 45 and 50, 50 for once, and 50 twice. Okay. Now we've finished the AC, we're gonna do the BC. BC, we're testing the right ear first, because it is the better ear. So we're testing the right ear. Okay. You can always switch between right ear and left ear with R and L keys on your keyboard, which is probably the easier way to do. All right, it's 40 once, and there's 40 twice. Okay, let's go to 2K. All right, so maximum output for BC at 2K hearing. Oh, it is a 65 dB. I don't think extending the range is going to change anything. Why? Because when it goes louder than 65 dB, it becomes vibrotactile, meaning the patient will feel the vibration instead of hearing the sound. So they might respond based on the vibration, not the sound. So we don't want that. So the maximum output level for BC is 65 dB here at 2K. Now, across the different frequencies, that will be different. It's just here. And also in different clinics, the standards are different. No need to worry about that. So I'll just save it as not heard. Because the loss is so great, it is impossible for the loss to be purely conductive. I think anything below 70 is not going to be purely conductive. I might be wrong about the number, but it's around 70-ish. Okay, so I might want to test 1.5K. Okay, 6 dB once, 6 dB twice. Okay, that is 6 dB. I'll test 500 hertz. Okay, is it second ascending already? I forgot. Okay, all right. Now we've finished AC and BC thresholds. Now the next thing we're gonna do is to see if there's any 40 dB airborne gap there, right? So we do have 40 dB gap here at 500 hertz, and I think that's about it. Okay. Oh wait, actually, just one thing. We've tested interruptive frequency, which is 750 hertz for the right ear, but for the left ear, there's no 20 dB gap. Personally, I would still test it just to, just to match up. I'll just quick test that. Okay. Now I might want to do the BC as well. Not that it's going to change anything, but OCDs. Okay. It hasn't changed anything. So we need to mask the left ear AC threshold at 500 dB. So we need to do masking. So when we test the left ear, we'll go back to left ear, and we need a mask. And now because we're masking, we're testing left ear, so the masking noise should come from the right ear, 10 dB below the AC threshold. When I say below, it's louder. So because the AC threshold is 30 dB, we give a masking noise of 40 dB. And then don't forget to turn the masking noise on. So right ear, click on that. So the masking noise is on. It's always on. See, the light is not blinking. That's because the masking noise is on. Okay, now let's mask. Oh, there's actually a response here. Okay. First 10 dB plateau. Second 10 dB plateau should be pleased. Now, the most important thing here after you've got a 20 dB plateau is to pray that the patient will give a response at the 30 dB plateau. Yes. Okay, now save it. Now don't forget to turn off the masking noise every time I finish one frequency. Okay. So now we've finished everything here. Now the last thing we're gonna do is to see if there's any 15 dB airborne gap, to see whether we should do BC masking. So we check the right ear first. At 1K, we do have is that 20? Yeah, there's 20 dB airborne gap. So theoretically, theoretically we don't have to mask because we presume that the better, the BC, unmasked BC is from the better ear, which is right ear. But during the exam, they want you to mask it. It doesn't matter if the BC unmasked BC threshold is from the better ear. It doesn't matter. They want you to mask both. So now I'm gonna do both. Let's mask the right ear first. And we're testing the right ear just for 1K. Okay. Now, if we're testing the right ear, the masking noise should be 10 dB below the left ear, which is the non-test ear. And we turn it on. And we for BC masking, remember always to reestablish the BC threshold. Okay. Okay. Now, there's a little bit risk here, as we see the masking noise is at 80 dB, and the threshold of the testing ear is 40 dB, and this 40 dB gap here, which is the IA or the intraoral attenuation for the supraoral transducer, which is a headphone. So if we increase the masking noise, then the masking noise will be overheard by the test ear. So there will be risk of overmasking, if that makes any sense. Now, I will try to mask it if we see like, I don't know, like cat and mouse pattern, like chasing each other, then you know it might be overmasking. So it's very important for you to make the clinical decision at this stage whether you should mask. So there is actually a risk of overmasking, but we'll give it a try. Oof. There's response. We go down. There's no response. We go down. There's no response. Yeah. So there's no way the right threshold could be there. So it is overmasking already. It's overmasking already. So I'll give it up, because I do believe the unmasked BC threshold here is from the right ear. It's just there is a tiny airborne gap. So there might be a conductive component here at 1K, but judging from other frequencies, it's not really going to change anything. It is sensor neural. For our diagnosis, it should be sensor neural, because this is 15 dB and 20 dB, and 5 dB gap difference. Oh, the 5 dB difference is not that big, or it's not going to change any of our clinic decisions. So I'm not really worried. Now, I'm gonna mask. I'm gonna do the to check the mask BC threshold for the left ear, because there are more than 15 dB gap, airborne gap. Okay. So same thing. When I'm testing the mask BC threshold for the left ear, I will present a masking noise 10 dB below the non-test ear, which is the right ear. And don't forget to turn on the masking noise. Now, first thing we re-establish the BC threshold. It's our first ascending. It's our second ascending. Okay, now we start the plateau. First 10, nothing. We go down 5. Something. Okay, we go down 10 for the masking noise. Nothing. So we go down 5 dB of the stimulus. Okay, it's 50. 10, first 10 dB plateau, second 10 dB plateau. As I said, now the most important thing for you to do is just to pray. Please, yes. Okay, now we save it. So now the mask BC threshold at 500 hertz for the left ear is 50 dB. Now, because you're gonna switch to the next frequency here at 750 hertz, you turn off the masking noise. Please don't forget that. You might fail the test. You might fail the exam because you forget to turn off the masking noise. You might, just saying. Now, still 10-10. So 10 dB below the non-test ear AC threshold for the masking noise and 10 dB below the unmasked BC threshold. Now you turn on the masking noise. First thing, you reestablish the threshold. It's our first ascending. That is our second ascending, but I don't think that'll be the final threshold. So we go down 10 for the masking noise, nothing. We go down 5 of the stimulus. It's one response. We go down 10 for the masking noise. Nothing. We go down 5. Yes, okay. Now, first 10 dB plateau, second 10 dB plateau. Now, because the masking noise is really loud, in real life, please just check on the patient if they're feeling any uncomfortable or they're feeling, it's too loud. Now you pray. Okay. Now, because there's the limit of the output of the masking noise, it only allows me to go down 100. I'll try to extend the range. Now it's 30 dB plateau. Now, there's no 30 dB plateau response, but we did have a 25 dB plateau. So in theoretically, 30 dB plateau would be optimal. But if you had one, I don't know, like one frequency, you can only have 25 dB plateau, it's fine. But during exam, please make a note that at 750 hertz, you can only 25 dB plateau has been achieved, something like that. But it's valid. Click on save and turn off the masking noise. Did I save it? Yeah, I did. Okay. No, I didn't, but now I did. All right, now let's go testing 1K, still 10-10. All right, 10 dB below the non-test ear threshold, AC threshold for the masking, for the masker level, and then 10 dB below the non-mask threshold, BC threshold, whatever. Now you turn on the masking noise, you reestablish the BC threshold. So our first ascending was at 55. Now it's a second ascending. But I still same. I doubt that'll be the final threshold. Go down 10 for the masker. There's nothing. We go down 5 for the stimulus. 10 again. Ooh. 20. Okay, now you pray, please. Please give me another response for the 30 dB plateau. Lucky there's nothing. We go back to 25 dB plateau, nothing. We go back to 20. Now there's nothing for 20, but it doesn't really matter because sometimes, according to our teachers, 20 dB plateau is acceptable. Anything below 20 dB, let's say 15 dB plateau, is not acceptable. But at the same time now, do write a note that at 1K frequency, only 20 dB plateau has been achieved. Now you save it and turn off the masking noise. Okay, now we should test 1.5K, but I doubt we will have any result because there's not enough space for me to go down for 20 dB plateau anyway. But just for the sake of showing you guys the technique, I'll still do it. Same thing, let's go down 10 and 10. Oh, you have to extend that, but because the maximum output here is 65 dB. I doubt. Okay, so let's just do 65 dB then. Turn on the masking noise. You reestablish the threshold, there's nothing. So you save it as not heard. Okay. And you turn off the masker. Now let's check. Oh, also, by the way, sometimes you need have a mask threshold for AC, even though there's no BC threshold for your reference. So if there's no BC, just compare the to AC threshold. If it's over 40 dB, then you do need to mask the worst ear. But here there's only like 30 dB, so I'm not gonna mask that. Because 40 dB is the IA for AC transducer, which the Super Auto earphone here. I think we've finished everything. I think. Okay. Now, because we've finished everything, during exam, you just need to transfer the result to the exam paper, and then you finish. How would you interpret the audiogram? Whatever. Describe the simple terms. Not going to do it this time. Now that's the final result. See the faded lines there are the threshold or like the answer to this exercise. And let's click on the accuracy and efficiency. It's not too bad. It's pretty good actually. And the total measuring time as audiogram was terminated prematurely. What? I don't really understand. But anyway, we don't really care about total measuring time because, I've been, like taking slow. Okay, so it's pretty much accurate. So that's about it. That's about our Henry. We've finished everything. And thanks for watching. And also I'll make the next exercise maybe tomorrow. So by the time the license expires, I would have, I don't know, 6 or 7 cases. That's pretty much enough, I think, to help you going through the first semester. Anyway, thanks for watching and stay safe. Don't get infected by the coronavirus. Stay indoor, keep the social distancing, and it'll be interesting to watch this video after several years. Hopefully this coronavirus crisis will be gone soon. Anyway, peace.